Welcome to your guided Shri practice, a spinal release practice. Today, we're going to emphasize a lot about the expansion and supreme conversation of the heart space. And so, to get ourselves even started, I want us to find a comfortable seat, which means that we're going to add propping into the equation to make it a little bit more sustainable, something that's easeful for the body. And so, you'll need some propping here of some blankets. So, you can take some thicker blankets if you'd like. You may have one, or you might double up on them, getting yourself higher so your hips are lifted off the ground. And now, what's another added benefit here as well is that you can prop underneath the knees. So you might take another blanket, fold it up just enough to tuck it just underneath the kneecaps, and that'll actually create a little bit more of a lift through the spine and through the hips. Now, for me, I'm noticing today I need an extra blanket to sit up on just to give myself a little bit more space. Good. And so your hips or your knees should be in line with your hips. If your knees are higher than your hips still, add more propping underneath your seat until your knees are leveled with your hip or slightly lower. You don't want them overly sloping down towards the ground though. You don't want a deep angle. You want it somewhat even. And so if you're lifting off the ground a little bit, you might have some propping again to meet where your knees are in space. And then you arrive in your seat. You give yourself those little bit of wiggles, those little adjustments until you can kind of settle in. Whatever you'd like to do with your hands, whether they're resting on your lap or finding your own mudra. You may roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then roll them back down, plugging them back and down your back. And you can even close your eyes for a second, letting yourself soften into your seat, letting yourself soften into your practice. There are many ingredients and aspects that make up a sadhana practice, a spiritual practice. And one of those elements, perhaps one of the greatest elements, is this term called shobhana. And shobhana means reverence, dedication, and wholeheartedness that you bring into your practice. This is practice from deep within because you love it. You have gratitude and enthusiasm for it. And there's perhaps even a deep desire to refine inwardly. Within the Bhagavad Gita, it says, of all the paths to the self, love is the easiest. Love is the easiest path because it is the most accessible. Why? Because love is your very nature. Oftentimes it may be blocked or covered up or hidden or obstructed. But as we remove all of that, the truth of your being, which is love, is revealed easily. Let yourself relax in your seat and see how your breath deepens and drops lower into the body, into the lower parts of your lungs. And we'll add on a little bit further with our breath by doing a alternate nostril breathing practice, Nadi Shodhana. And so to prepare, you'll make a mudra with your right hand, Bringing that right hand towards your face, making that peace finger sign, place it between your eyebrows. Close off the right side of your nose with your thumb and breathe in through the left side. Plug the left side and exhale through the right. In through the right side. Out through the left. And that's one round. Keep on going. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out left. And that's a second round. Keep on going with your own breath. In through the left. Out right. In right. Out left. A few more. Keep going, keeping the pattern alive. If your right arm gets a little bit tired and you start to slump forward, you can always utilize the left hand to kind of cup that elbow and keep yourself lifted up with your spine. And then the next time you exhale out through the left side of your nose, you can let your hand drop back down to your left. So you're just ending on the left side, exhaling through that side. Let the hand drop down. Let your breathing smooth out evenly through both sides, both nostrils. And feel the effects of that breath practice just for a moment. Good. And then deepening the effect from the heart space, this rib cage area, which often gets quite stuck and sticky over time when we're starting to bear down, to grip, to hold on for dear life. This space is oftentimes knotted up. And so we're going to lovingly open that space with a spinal twist here. And so how to do that is that you're going to take your right hand, make a fist with your right hand, place it behind your back, setting it there. Then take your opposite arm, bring it across the body, grabbing for the other thigh. Press down into the fist, into the propping that is beneath you to give yourself a little bit of a lift through the chest. I'm not doing it from my spine, so if I relax my arm behind me, I'll kind of slump right back to where I was before. So I'm just using arm muscles, pressing down to give myself an extra lift through the spine. Take a breath in here. Then as you exhale, bend the elbows to start to twist your body. Keep relaxing the spine, keep utilizing the arms, breathing again low into the belly. Exhaling, twisting a little further. You can look back behind you if you'd like. Keep softening your low back, your spine, your belly. Arms are working. And then when you relax the arms, you'll slowly unwind out of that twist naturally. You take a pause here, maybe even feel your body. Maybe you feel like you're still veering towards that direction. And so we'll take our way to the other side to even out the other half of the spine. So make a fist with your left hand, place it behind you, take your opposite arm, bring it across, press down into the fist behind you. First, give yourself a little bit of a lift through the spine. Good. And then take another inhale. As you exhale, bend the elbows to help twist you. Don't let the spine tighten to try to twist. Let the arms do the work and let the spine receive the twist. You can turn your head into the twist gently. Keep working into the arms. Keep breathing low into the belly. And then relax the arms, taking yourself out of that twist. Feel your body take a soothing breath in and a reverent sighing breath out. And then we'll deepen the effects low into the spine further. And so to do that, we're going to lie down with our legs elevated in a supported kind of shavasana. And so to do that, you're going to have either a chair or an ottoman or something to elevate your legs. You'll scooch your way forward into that propping. Lie down. You may have a blanket if you'd like to just place underneath your head, or you can have it on the ground completely. But if you feel like there's an overarching in the neck or an overwhelmness in the mind, having a little bit more of a folded blanket underneath the head can be really soothing. And then you just let your body land into the support of the propping of the floor that's beneath you. If you need to adjust the body, feel free to. And feel your low back melting down. And we'll notice the higher the legs are, the more the low back can start to decompress and let go. Now, it may not completely touch the ground, but there's this essence of melting towards it. And so we're going to reach low into the tailbone region of the spine, where we could say the seed of the heart resides, the roots of the heart reside. And so to do that, we're going to bring both knees one at a time in towards your chest. Hold your knees side by side. Don't let your knees splay apart. Keep them close together. And then take your hands, wrap your hands around just your left knee. And then set your right leg down onto the propping that was there before. And you may even take that kind of right leg and place it towards the middle part of the propping, so towards the midline of your body, resting it there and let it go. Your hands wrapped around that left knee. You're going to push that knee away from the chest. That foot will find the propping as well. The ankle will find the propping. And you keep pushing that leg away until your arms are straight or straight-ish. Now your hands could be grasping around the knee, or you can be holding around the thigh or the fabric around the thigh if you have something there. You're not straining to reach it. You're not lifting your head up to hold it. Everything should be relaxed. You're holding around that leg somewhere comfortably, not just fingertips. The whole part of your hand is holding and supporting, which is helping your leg let go. And so your left leg is in line with your left cheekbone. If you made an imaginary line, it should be in line with your left cheekbone or left side of your face, not drifting out to the side or drifting too far in. And with the support of your hands holding and grasping that knee, lovingly ask that leg to let go. Can it become heavy? Can your arms be the support beams? And can the weight of your thigh bone sink down into your hip socket? It's not overly complex. And yes, it does take some little bits of effort of the arms and hands, but the rest of the body gets to ultimately receive. We can say that if the heart is like a lotus flower, the stem of that lotus is the spine, and the tailbone is the root system of that lotus flower. And so when we tend to the roots, we are also affecting the heart, the lotus, the flower, the essence. We are nutrifying the ground that is supporting us in our life, in our body. As that leg progressively lets go and gets heavier, check in with the other areas of your body. Are your shoulders creeping up towards your ears? Is your chest beginning to tighten? Is your face muscles starting to scrunch? And can you also lovingly, with your awareness, soften those spaces that are holding residue of tension that's not necessary, that's not needed to help sustain this pose? Just a couple more breaths here. And one more breath. And then guide that knee all the way in towards your chest. Let the other leg fall in towards the chest as well. You hold them side by side for a second. And you take a moment, notice maybe the right leg versus the left leg. There's a subtle difference between the two halves of the body. Your left hip, your right hip, your low back. So we're going to make those shifts over on the other side. So wrap your hands around your right knee. Take your left leg, set it down onto the propping towards a little bit more of the midline of the body and rest that leg down. And with your hands wrapped around your right knee, push that knee away, get that foot also on the propping. Keep sliding that leg away until your arms are straight or straight-ish. There might be a micro bend in your elbows, that's okay. And you may be holding around your knee or your thigh or the fabric around the thigh. But you have a good grasp. You are supporting the leg, which in turn, the leg can let go. It is held, it is supported, and it can lean into that support. And that is the structure even of any sadhana practice, is that it creates a container of support where you can let go of the obstructions, the blockages, the fears. You let go and you lean into love once again, which is your true nature. Letting the rest dissolve. What still remains is you. Keep allowing that leg to soften even more, and you may shift your awareness into that pocket of the hip and see how it feels that the thigh bone, the heaviest bone of your body, is leaning into your hip socket. Unraveling the root of your spine and your hips, your tailbone, and this earth element. Check in with your shoulders, the front of your chest, your upper back. Can they relax as well? Knowing it's all connected. Just a couple more breaths here. If you're feeling a little fatigued in the arms and the hands, that is a good sign. It means that you're utilizing the arms and allowing for the axis of your body, the deepest layer of your body, to truly let go. And then bringing that knee all the way in towards your chest. You can bring your other leg in and up and hold them side by side again. You may take a sighing, soothing breath in and out. Then we're going to go into a little bit of a higher spot in the spine, into the sacrum, so just right above the tailbone. And so to do this, we're going to take the right leg, set it back down onto the propping, just as you had it before. With your hands wrapped around the left knee, start to open that left knee out to the side and take the ankle with the right hand and place it on top of your thigh and really as close to your kneecap as possible first. Your left hand is holding that knee or thigh. Your right hand is holding your ankle or shin bone. And you want to check in that the kind of ankle bone, that knobby bone that sticks out on either side, is directly in the center of that right thigh. So if you made an imaginary line on that thigh, in the midline of it, keeping it there. You might coax that left knee a little bit closer towards your chest. And then slide that ankle down the thigh, keeping the ankle bone in the center lane of your thigh, not drifting to the side or in. Keep it in the center. Find a place where you kind of have to pause at. There's a little bump of resistance, nothing extreme. Your body isn't screaming at you. There's not a lot of sensation. And the ankle is relaxed. You're not flexing or pointing through the ankle. It's utterly relaxed. And then once you've found the placement of the ankle, you can relax your right hand onto your belly, or you can relax that arm down by your side. And with the left hand still holding that thigh, you can guide that knee a little bit away from the chest. And then you're holding that thigh with your left hand. And so you're really catching wherever that leg is, wanting to fall out to the side or fall in towards the chest. That hand is there to kind of stop it from falling when you let that leg go. When that leg relaxes, it will want to fall some sort of direction, either out or in, or maybe somewhere between those two. And so your hand is resting somewhere on the leg to help support it so it can let go and stay. and which means you need that elbow to connect onto the ground. And so I'll even show, if you see on this side, that my elbow is on the ground. I'm not lifting that arm and using a lot of arm strength, but rather I'm just letting gravity lean that leg into the hand. The hand is leaning into the elbow and the elbow's leaning into the ground. And if it's hard for the elbow to get to the ground, you might slide a propping of a blanket or a block underneath that elbow. So just so you know what you're looking for. A lot of technical little details here. Bear with me, just so that you can attune to a specific sacred angle. And once you get there, it unlocks the sweet abode. This is the realm of the sacrum, the Svani Dana chakra realm. And so when we angle it in this particular way, we can allow for this infusion of nectar to open up. If we overdo this stretch, if we go past it and too far, too deep, too quickly, we can miss the spot and instead cause more tightening to happen. And so we're not looking for a deep stretching sensation here. We're looking for a neutral place, actually. It may start to feel achy a little bit over time. That's okay. But we're allowing our legs to decompress, let go, which can oftentimes feel foreign or different. This is not our normative way of living. We're often tight, full of protection and armor. Let yourself breathe here. Be with your body and with the process, leaning into love. Where can you let go a little bit more? Is there still gripping happening at a subtle layer? And then to come out of it, you can unhook that ankle, set that leg back down onto the chair. Give yourself a moment here. You may take again one of those sighing breaths out, really integrating that. Again, tuning to the difference of both sides of the body, the right and the left hemisphere of the body, maybe seeing a difference, imagining or feeling something. And then you'll bring both knees back in towards the chest. We'll do the same exact thing on the other side. So lay your left leg back down, resting it on the propping. With your hands, open that right knee out to the side. Get your ankle bone onto that middle point of your thigh as high up as you can go. And then that right hand is holding that leg nice and firm somewhere around the knee or the thigh. And your left hand is holding the ankle. And you'll slide that ankle bone down your leg until you find a good place to pause at. Now, that right knee might be closer towards your chest to start off with. You find that ankle bone sliding down, you feel that little tug of resistance, and then you're not going to go past it. You'll stay there. That left hand can drop onto the ground or onto your belly. Your right hand can start to open that knee a little bit away from your chest, just a little bit. And then you have a good grasp around that leg. Your hand is holding and supporting wherever that leg wants to fall. Does it want to fall out to the side if I let it go? Does it want to fall into the chest if I let it go? Then my hand is going to be placed in a specific way so it can kind of hold it. It can catch that leg wherever it wants to angle when it lets go. And you've arrived. You've arrived into that sacred angle. Your arm is supported with the ground beneath you, so the elbow should be in contact with the ground or with a propping underneath the elbow if it doesn't meet the ground easily. You utilize all of these proppings in certain angles for the purpose of creating a container of support. And just like someone giving you a support through a hug, being held, you can let go. You can lean into that sweetness even more when there's support there. Just a couple more breaths. And then to come out of this, you can bring that knee a little bit towards the chest, unhook that ankle, set the leg bone down beside the other, and soften. Let that integrate in your body. And we'll take all the effects that we've just done at the base of our spine and move its way up through the upper spine, the heart space again. And so, like watering that flower, we're going to find a spinal twist. And so, you're going to bring your knees in towards your chest, roll to one side. Whatever side you prefer, it doesn't matter. You can choose. And you'll take a pause there in that kind of fetal position for a second. Then with your top leg, hike it closer up towards your chest. Scoot your bottom leg down and away from you so it's straight-ish, and your top knee can come all the way to the ground. Make sure that the shin bone, the foot, is on the ground as well. It's not crisscrossing on the leg, so everything is leveled. That bottom leg is extending back, it's straight-ish, has a little micro bend in it. And then your top arm, place your hand onto your hip. All 5 fingers, even your thumb, is pointing towards your belly button. You're not clamping with your hand. All 5 fingers are pointing in. And then finding the twist here by rolling the spine back without letting that left knee lift off the ground. We're keeping it on the floor. Keep it into our upper back. And we're twisting back just enough to where we find that placement. We can't go any further. Now, once you find that placement, you can either just let your elbow kind of rest, you're keeping it bent, your hand can even be tucked into the waistband of your pants. Or if you have some propping like a block or a blanket that you want to tuck behind your back and let your elbow rest on it, you can do that as well. And then your head is pointed towards that bent knee. So you're not turning it away from it. You'll keep that chin tucked in a little bit towards that bent knee. And that arm can even rest down by it like a measuring tape. That knee should be in line with your wrist joint or elbow of that arm. And then you're here. You've arrived. You can even close your eyes for a second. And the sacred spiral is opening the rib cage, the thoracic spine, the vertebrae tucked behind your heart. And it's even lengthening your psoas muscle with that extended leg. There are many layers of deep, therapeutic experiences unraveling on the physical plane, on the causal plane, the subtle plane, and even the mystical. And then to deepen this twist a little bit more, we're going to add a little bit of a head rock here. So you're going to start to turn your chin up towards the sky and away from that bent knee. And then bring the head back to where it was before. And you're just rolling on the back of your skull. You're not picking the head up or sliding it. You're just rolling the head. And that'll deepen the effect of this heart opening even further. Like turning a key in a door. You are unlocking this doorway of the heart. And when your head turns back to that neutral place where we began in, pause there. And then you can come out of it by curling back up on your side, bending your bottom leg. Take a moment here, letting that integrate. And then we'll move our way to the other side. So you can either roll onto your back and roll on the other side, or you can lift up and switch directions. And we start with that curling up position first. And then with our top leg, hike that leg up. Bring your bottom leg and push it down and away. Get that top leg all the way to the ground. Make sure that knee, the ankle, the foot is all on the floor. That bottom leg is extended back, little micro bend in the knee. And then with your top arm, place your hand onto the hip and start to slowly roll back into the twist here. Again, your elbow stays bent. You might have some propping behind you that you rest your elbow on, or you can tuck your fingers into the waistband of your pants to kind of help secure that arm. So that way we're really containing ourselves. We're not letting it be a shoulder stretch or a low back stretch. We're letting it be more of a heart opening experience. Your head is turned towards that bent knee. So it's slightly kind of tucked it in towards that same shoulder. Allow for your breath to do the rest of the work here. Letting yourself breathe in and out. Letting the weight of your body drop into the embrace of gravity. There is no effort. Enjoy it. When in life are you able to be fully effortless? Can it be this very moment right now? And then adding that head rock here by turning your chin away from your bent knee and turning the head back to neutral. And you do that a couple times, moving in and out. When your head turns back to where we started, you can curl back up on your side, bringing both knees back in. Take a breath or two here. Hmm. And then pressing down into the ground, pick your chest on up and reorganize your propping to make yourself that seat, that throne once again. And I'm going to sit up on two blankets just to make the experience even more luxurious. And having that propping underneath the knees and feeling your body in space. Hmm. We're going to do one final spinal twist here. Same thing that we did at the very beginning, but this time we're going to do it in small increments. So we'll breathe in and then we exhale, go just a little bit into the twist. As we inhale, slightly come out of the twist. And then exhale deep in the twist even further. So kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And we're slowly massaging into that twist. And so again, you'll start off with the right side by bringing a fist, the right hand, making a fist, place it behind you onto the propping close to your body. Your opposite arm, bring it across, grabbing for the other leg. Press down into your bottom fist. That'll give you, again, a little bit of a lift without your spine tightening to do it. My spine is relaxed, just my arm is doing the lifting. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, twisting about 10% of your effort. Inhale, back out of the twist a little. Exhale, deepen a little bit further, going a little bit more. Inhale, back out slightly. Exhale, go a little bit further. We're going to do that again one last time. Inhale, slightly back out, not all the way. Exhale, going all the way into that twist, bending your elbows, using your arms. Spine is relaxed. You can turn your head into the twist, looking behind you. And then relax your arms and come out of the twist. Close your eyes for a second as you just neutralize for a moment. Again, you may feel like your spine or your body is veering towards that direction, like it's still twisting. That's perfectly fine. That's a sign that we've just released one side of the body. And even giving ourselves these small little pauses between the poses becomes a more heartfelt practice. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're not letting our mind push us forward. We're letting ourselves integrate and experience and feel. And so we'll take our way to the other side. So make a fist with your left hand. Place that fist behind you, close to the body. Other arm comes across. Press down into your bottom fist. Inhale. As you exhale, twist just about 10%. Inhale back out a little bit. Exhale, go a little bit further into the twist. Inhale, slightly back out a little. Exhale, go deeper into the twist. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, back out. Exhale, deepen into the twist. And we'll stay here in this twist, keeping the arms working, everything else relaxing. Keep on breathing, even if it feels a little constricted, that's okay. You can turn your head into the twist. Can your arms bend a little bit more? You may draw your navel in towards your spine a little. And then relaxing your arms, softly come out of that twist. You can rest your hands on your lap, roll the shoulders back, shutting the eyes to close or gazing at the tip of your nose. Feeling your body. With quiet reverence, we approach these practices out of which splendor and luminosity arise. As I said at the beginning, the Bhagavad Gita, one of the greatest texts of the practice of yoga, says, of all the paths to the self, love is the easiest. Why? Because love is your very nature. When we soften, when we let go, we remove the blockages, remove the narratives that were in the way, obscuring from realizing the truth of your being. And it is revealed easily. It is right here, just behind a thin veil. You can bring your hands together in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra, palms together. Breathe in. Breathing out. Inhaling for Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. And thank you for practicing with me. Hari Om.